What's going on, guys? Joe the Chocobo here, and we are back in some Sky Factory 2.5. Now, I haven't been actually AFK on the world server, whatever you want to call it, too terribly long, but we did end up getting quite a bit of this nether essence stuff, and of course it only costed 4 in the first place, so it's not too terribly expensive. But I figured, hey, you know what, we might as well put this in now. So I'm going to go ahead, put in all of this netherrack right here, and to kind of remind you guys, for those of you who don't quite remember what the original game plan was for these bad boys, we're just actually putting down this netherrack here because we're eventually going to convert this into a lava source, which on one hand you may think to yourself, well, okay, yeah, because that, you know, you're going to need a lot of it because you're going to have a lot of lava generators, but that's not actually why. We just want to have ourselves a good source of lava, which is going to make... Oh, that's a big bug. That's a ladybug on me. Hold on. Hold on. It's just a ladybug, so I don't have to worry about doing nothing, but I don't like a ladybug making out my leg. Sorry, ladybug. But you need to behave. I'm going to throw you down there. All right, so we do have this all going for the Tinker's Construct smelteries, which is kind of crazy. It's going to be kind of nuts. Gonna be kind of lit, fam. So we're gonna hopefully get ourselves a good bit of lava eventually going. We're not quite there yet in terms of, obviously we have a lot of other stuff to get to before we can do the Tinker's Construct in full force. But you know, we're getting there. We're inching forward slowly but surely. We are definitely inching forward. Now, with regards to the actual task at hand, because I'm not going to be able to fill this in. Well, I could fill it in, but I'm going to wait until we get our dust converter there. But what I'm going to do for the time being is we're actually going to be installing today a small big reactor, and the reason for that is just kidding, I'm a filthy liar. What we're going to be doing today is we're going to be creating tesseract frames because we need these in order to kind of proceed forward. Now, technically speaking, that's not true. I don't really need to have these, but it would be really nice. So that is kind of what we're aiming for today and kind of gonna put our best foot forward for. So let's go ahead, let that run, and then we are just going to go ahead and put this all together in una momento. So we are still gathering up a whole bunch of yellorium ingots, of course, because we do have quite a bit of that does have to make its way into being converted into a whole bunch of that stuff. We also have a lot of graphite that needs to be created, but we have, of course, a ton of coal storage in there, which is going to be quite nice and quite lit. So we're going to be hopefully going for that. Now let me see here. We're going to go ahead and store away the yellorium. Just like that, we have ourselves a good bit. We almost have 27 stacks worth, which is pretty darn good. Pretty darn good, all things considered. And we also have ourselves some redstone. We got our extreme infusion stone out, just in case we need to go ahead and put that all together. And hopefully we'll be in good shape. But you never really know, man. You never ever truly know. A Sky Factory can have its ups, can have its downs. You just never really know what you're going to get until you actually get into it. So let's go ahead. Let's check in our sag mill here. So we of course needed some sag mill stuff to be processing because we need pulverized obsidian in order to create the hardened glass. So not that. What is? I don't even know what that is. All right, there we go. Hardened glass. Now we can do this in the induction smelter. We can also do it in the alloy smelter. Honestly, I would prefer to do it in the alloy smelter, so we're gonna probably flip-flop this around, and we're also gonna need some lead ingots. Now lead ingots is not really a huge problem for us because we can just make a whole bunch here. So let's actually go ahead and do that. But first, before we do that, let me go ahead and rip out our induction guy, which is located over here, and just flip-flop them around because I think, yeah, we're all good to do that. All right, so let me go ahead, break this down, break that bad boy down, and all we got to do is swibbity swoop and just swap them about, and then that's... And then we're all done. I'm sorry, I'm laughing because that just looks preposterous. So we are going to need some lead ingots. Now, lead ingots, again, not too big of a deal. I do have some saved up right here, and so we can just go ahead and use these for the time being. It will get through a good chunk of it, and I don't think we need quite as many this is going to create, if memory serves, because I think each of these creates 2, which means that we will get 40 of these, which means I could make like 10 of these tesseract frames, which is a little excessive. We don't quite need that much. So we have now all that kind of going. We need some silver. We're going to need some bronze ingots, And then we're also, of course, going to need eventually a full tesseract frame, but that's just going to get the, that's going to require us to get the empty one first. So, bronze should be pretty easy to go through. That's not the right one. There is probably, is thermal foundation the new one? Really? Okay. Yeah, so it's just 3 copper to 1 tin. It's not bad at all. It's actually pretty easy peasy. So we'll get that rocking and rolling. But first and foremost, what I need to do, actually, I guess we should make the hardened glass first before we do anything else. Oh, we're doing that already. Choco's losing his mind. What else is new? All right, so we need to make ourselves this Enderium base first. So Enderium ingot, of course, does require us to make the Enderium base first and also get some pyrotheum dust. Now, I'm only aiming for the time being to make about 3. So in total, we're going to need 12 of these bad boys, which means that we're going to need to get ourselves 12 Enderium bases, 12 Ender Pearls, and then also 6 pyrotheum dust. So we don't need that much by way of pyrotheum dust, but let's just go ahead and get that out of the way just to make sure that we have it done. And actually, you know what? Since we're doing this, we might as well do this right, you know? Maybe what we'll do... I know for a fact that we're going to start off with chests, because chests are just so much easier to work with for the time being, and it will kind of let us get started. We really need to start this section up. I know a lot of people will be like, wouldn't you need this section? Yes, this would be awesome and nice, and we will definitely get this running, but first and foremost, we need these. Now, if I were to do a full suite, we're going to need, well, there's a number of ways we do this, but I'm going to go ahead and assume that we're just going to need one thing of energy, right? One source of energy. So what I'm going to do is we're going to do 1 tesseract for that, but then we have the question of how we're going to do the item transfers, which I think we're going to hold off on, just to be on the safe side. So let's go ahead, and we can also just put barrels for all those 3. So we're going to go ahead and just start off with that 3. I think we'll survive. It's going to be a little messy, but I think we'll be okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we're also going to need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're also going to need some pulverized coal, if memory serves. And does it serve? Redstone and pulverized coal, yes. Okay. And actually, each of these creates 2, so we only need 3, actually. I actually got a little bit overzealous here. So let's go ahead. Whoop, that's not what I want to do. 1, 2, 3. And then we already have the redstone on us, which just leaves a pulverized coal, so that should be easy peasy. Let's just go ahead and take a stack of that out just in case. And then we'll actually probably find ourselves running around with a little bit extra after this. We're going to get some extra sulfur and stuff like that, because this does drop some sulfur. If it had flint, which it does not, which I should refill. It's not really useful, or not necessarily not useful, but it's not really all that important for what we're doing right now. But hey, it never hurts. It never hurts to have a little bit of extra output there. Never hurt anybody. So we're going to go ahead and let that kind of use that flint up, and we have this magma crucible, which of course already did this previously, which means that we are just now going to require just 3 of these bad boys, but obviously have a lot more than 3. So let's go ahead, take that out, and let's make ourselves some pyrotheum dust. Now, pyrotheum dust is technically like, it's, you know, multifunctional. The main thing is that it can burn anything, and it lasts 5 ever. Like, look, 24,000, it's crazy, but it's really expensive, so it's not terribly practical for us. But that said, still pretty cool. Still a pretty cool thing. Away with you, phone. All right, so I'm actually fine with that. Now we just need to make these Enderium bases. This is going to be a little bit more of a doozy. We need 12, so I just need to triple everything that we see here. So we're going to need 6 tin, 3 silver, and 3 plat. So silver, tin, and plat, I think is what I said. I already forgot. Oh my gosh. All right, tin, silver, and plat. So tin, silver, and plat. Tin, silver, and plat. Tin, silver, and plat. So we got ourselves some broken platinum ore here. Got ourselves some silver right there, and then there's some tin. And then we have plenty of this stuff, so let's go ahead and just make a whole lot of them. Whoop. There we go. And then the last one's the tin. And then we're just going to go use our ultimate furnace, because I'm still having such a blast with how quickly this processes. I still can't get over how crazily quick that this goes. It's just the best. It's literally like, I don't know why, but it tickles a part of my brain that's just like, yes, you have accomplished greatness. Like, it's so good. Sorry, I'm nerding out over the really strange things. Okay, so we need to go ahead, put this in. We have to make the Enderium base. Alloy smelter, of course, will do the job for us. So let me go ahead, run over here. We do have some hardened glass. Excellent. And then we also are going to require to put these in. Now, I don't know if there's anything that could potentially conflict in making Endarium, but I just want to make sure. So it's 2, 1, 1. So we're going to need to put, what, I think it was tin first, tin, silver, and plat. So 6 of the tin, rin, tin, tin, 6 of you, and then 3 of you, and then 3 of you. And that is, of course, going to make ourselves our Endarium base. Awesome. And surprisingly, it's actually not that bad to make. I'm actually a little bit surprised right now. I thought it was going to be much more painful to make these, but actually, yeah, let's make some more. Let's go for it. Why not? 10, yeah, we'll put in, what? Sure, we'll put in all those. Why not? And then we'll just, yeah, whatever. Just chuck them all in there. Whatever you can make, you can make. Huh. That's not bad at all. I'm actually kind of taken aback right now because that was surprisingly painless. Okay. Who knew? Apparently it's not nearly as bad as I thought. Okay, so now that we have the Endarium base, we are just going to require, of course, a little bit of magic here. We do need some ender pearls, so we do need 12 of those at the very least, although I'm kind of inclined to get some more out now that we have all these. Whoop. And we do have a good bit. Now, we don't have a ton. I'm not exactly swimming in this stuff, but we do have a fair bit, so I don't have to be too terribly cautious. Let's go ahead and make these bad boys. So 2, 1, 2. So we're only going to be able to make the 3 anyways, but we might come back and actually make more because it was not bad at all. So 2, 1, 2. No, that's not what I want to do. There we go. All right, so we actually have enough for a couple extra. Now, this will take a while. And while we're waiting for that, we can get the diamonds ready, and we can also make the bronze, or at least get the parts for the bronze ready as well. Now, we do have some extra silver left over, right? So we do have a little bit of silver left over, but we're going to need to get ourselves at least 4 more so we can get to that 12 mark. And then we're also going to require ourselves some bronze, which is going to involve copper and tin, I think is what I said. Nope, still wrong one. It's the shiny one. All right, there we go, shiny. And then let's go ahead and grab ourselves 3 copper to 1 tin. And then we need to do that 3 times. So 9 copper, 3 tin. Now, we don't have the tin. I'm pretty sure we have the copper. Yeah, we do have the copper. We just need the rin, tin, tin. Let's go ahead and drop the invar off because we do have like a little bit of a sketchy storage that we made. I know a lot of you are currently like flipping out in your brains being like, Choco, please organize, it hurts me. We're working towards it, I promise. Okay, we're working towards it. It's just gonna take a little bit because in order to get there, I need to get the ME system in place. And once we get the ME system in place, then it's gonna be absolutely great. Absolutely wonderful, magunderful, and it'll be awesome. But let me see here. Put this tin in. There is our 16. And that reactor, by the way, costs nearly nothing. I forgot how good it was for like the starting part of Sky Factory. It is crazy nice. But that is neither here nor there, I suppose. We must stay on target. We must stay on task. And so here we go on to the last bits and pieces. We can actually get started. No, we can't because we have to wait for unless. Can I do this way? 1, 2, 3. Oh, it's looking promising. Hey, it did work. Okay, cool. So we can, yeah, okay, we can do these kind of together. Excellent. All right, cool. So now we just need to get ourselves, actually, we need to get ourselves some diamonds. A very odd thing for me to need at this particular moment, but that's what we need. So let's go get ourselves some new diamonds. It's not really necessary that I go all the way over here, but it is a good idea to check this out because it'll be probably full, which it's not because it's full of yellowite. So it probably is full, but has nowhere to put all this other stuff because we have just too much junk in here. Yeah. I'm thinking. Yeah, we'll just take exactly what we need. We need 27. So there's 27. Let's squirrel that away, and let's let that do its thing. We're not going to bother it. All right, so let's go ahead and make ourselves 3 diamonds. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. And then let's go down to here. By the way, if you're wondering why I am a little bit more hyperactive and stuff right now, it's because I am a little bit Fresca heavy right now. Let's put it that way. I am a little bit on the Fresca side because I have, of course, been enjoying myself some nice peach Fresca, and it is delicious. And it also makes me very hyper for some reason, which makes zero sense because Fresca has no sugar or caffeine in it. So, not entirely sure what's going on. And I somehow messed this up. I did not bring enough Yellowite essence with me. Don't know how I managed to do that, but I somehow did. Alright, so let's go ahead and let's start slapping things together. Let's make ourselves a Tesseract. So, Tesseract frame. It's going to require all this junk. Boom. Done. 3 Tesseract frames. Going to throw that into the fluid transposer right there. Just going to slowly start to fill. You can see here it's kind of just slowly cranking out all that stuff. And then we, of course, have ourselves our 12 bronze that we're going to require. We have the 4 silver, which we have... Actually, we need 4 more silver, now that I look at it. And then we are also going to need that frame. So let's go ahead and make our silver. We'll be back. We'll be back. And then we'll, of course, get crack-a-lackin'. Now, after we do this, we're actually not done. We actually have a little bit more to go. And that I'm, of course... like we discussed last time, I think what I'm going to end up doing is to kind of make things a little bit easy on myself. I'm going to actually go ahead and create a 9x9 reactor, and then I'm not going to make it too terribly tall. It'll only probably be about 3 tall, just so we have a reactor up and running and producing energy that we need. And inside, I don't even know how many rods I want to put in there. Originally, I was thinking about putting in 4 rods, but I think they'll overheat because I'm not going to be able to put in really good coolant or anything like that. So possibly it will overheat. I'm assuming it will. I might actually only put in 1, which is a little bit overkill, but you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. So let's go and see what is going on down here. And then let's see how the fluid transposer is doing. Oh, excellent. Wow, that filled up a lot faster than it seemed like it was filling up. Alright, and then just like that, 3 tesseracts. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back in the game. Now, let's go ahead and place these beautiful, beautiful babies down and just start connecting everything to here. So, as we discussed before, we are going to be putting this right here on the booty side of things. And to make things, I think, a little bit kind of neater and sexier looking, we're just going to go ahead and just break down these points right here. Because as I said before, we set this up in such a way that we don't actually have to worry about the way we distribute energy to all the parts, because it's a coil. We can just kind of feed it through, straight through the middle right there, and it'll be fine. Now, you may be like, okay, so you have that all sorted out, but how are you going to do this next part? Well, we do have a cobblestone generator down here. I can't really afford to mess with that too terribly much, but what I can do is I can at least put some pipeline down. Now, I do not have I don't have like the flux ducts that are really good, the resonant flux ducts, and I can't apparently spell it either. But we do have eventually the ability to get resonant. Resonant, of course, is like basically just instantly transfers everything. We unfortunately don't have that, but I think a regular leadstone flux duct will work just fine. I don't see that being a problem. We could even technically increase this to a hardened one. I mean, it's not a bad idea because we can get Invar and stuff, but at the same time, you know, just be cheap. You know what I'm talking about? Like, we're trying to save money, and we ain't trying to get broke. Okay, we're trying to save money. So let me see here. Actually, okay, let's measure out how much leadstone piping we need. So let's assume for the time being that I managed to not somehow blow up everything, and we can just put the pipeline right along here. So we're just going to feed it right along the back, and so it looks something like this all the way down. Now, I know what you're thinking. It's going to clip into the cobblestone generator, and you are absolutely correct. That will absolutely collide with the cobblestone generator, but once we put the pipe down, it'll continue to restrict the water flow. And thankfully, we are on the water flow side, not the lava side, so we should be okay. I don't foresee this being a huge problem. Could potentially be. I mean, I guess it may. We'll see. But I don't foresee that being an issue. I don't foresee that being a massive kind of deal. Now, let me see here. I think if I break this one, that's going to be where the problem arises. No! We have a perfect shelf! Oh, joyous days! Let's put this down right now. Sold. Easy peasy. Not even worried. Not even gonna be worried about it. So let's go ahead, feed this all through, and just like that, we have all the accessibility for the pipeline we need. Now we do have to measure this out, so it's going to be just about mirrored. I think it's perfectly mirrored. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right, so we have to have 24, but 12, and then for each of these, it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so 4 times 3 is 12, so 24, so 48 leadstone pipe is required for each one. If I want to bump this up to hardened, it is a 1-to-1 ratio, but it's going to need a lot more redstone, and it's also going to require a little bit invar. Not too bad on the invar cost, honestly. We could probably make do. So I think I'm going to splurge. I think we're going to go for it. I think we actually are going to go for it. We're going to go for making ourselves a lot more than what I had originally bargained for, because I'm crazy like that, and we going to do the best. So let me go ahead and I don't know, just part of me just kind of told myself I kind of sound like Frank Underwood a little bit there. I'm so sorry if that's actually true. I know it didn't. To me, I don't know. I kind of spoke with a weird southern twang that I don't normally speak with. It must be in preparations of all the things that are going to happen to me. But let's go ahead and gander about. Okay. Perhaps not. Perhaps I don't have the stuff that I thought I do. Thought I did. Let's go ahead, zippity-doo-dah, and put on. I need lead. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and get all that lead up in here. And then, what did I do with the invar? Did I just, no, I know for a fact we held on to the invar. What did I do with it, though? Invar? When Choco is blind and looking for stuff. This is for sure a bad idea. Okay, here. There's the invar. I really have a hard time finding things. I don't know what it is. Oh, we have a glass lying around? I love it. Do we have any redstone lying around like that? Probably not. Yeah, Dream's dead. Alright, cool. Actually doing pretty well, all things considered. All things considered, I think we're actually doing quite good for ourselves. Now, I do need some redstone, so I do need to kind of harass this down here. Let's get some redstone resistance up in here, and then let's go ahead and get all that in order. Now, I can take out... Oh, and we're not getting diamond because I took out the diamond crop. Duh. When Choco does it. Dum-dum. Alright, let's go ahead and scoop up all that redstone goodness, and then put that redstone seed into there. And then let's actually go and make ourselves some leadstone flux ducts. But before we do that, Choco will try to do a smart and then do this. So, bang, there we go, 32 of the gravel. I'm not going to go over there before I forget. And then 32 lead, just like that. That's going to bump us up to 36. And so I said we needed, what, 48 in total? So I'm going to need to do this 8 times? Yes? Wow, that's actually perfect. All right, so we're going to do that 8 times, and then that's going to create us the flux ducts that we need right away. Now, because that's 200, 800, it's a pretty hefty increase, so don't knock on it. But obviously, we are lacking a little bit in the redstone department, so let me go ahead, and before we kind of truck on here, let's go and make ourselves some more redstone. And now we should have ourselves a whole wealth of the stuff. So let's go ahead and put that into production. Look at that. We actually made more because I figured, hey, why not? And then let's do that. Awesome. So we have 63 of these bad boys. Now we will need some extra, which is why I didn't really feel bad about doing that. We will need some extra because I am definitely going to require some whenever we get into setting up our own generators and whatnot. But let's go ahead, connect Kenny to all this. And now since the transfer pipe obviously is interacting with this, that is potentially an issue. I don't think it is because obviously this is energy. This is not energy. As far as I know, it's not energy. Maybe transfer pipes do move energy a little bit. Do they? I wonder if they do. I don't think they do. I think they just, yeah, I think they just move general stuff. Well, I guess we'll figure it out once we turn this on. I don't think this will slow anything down or cause any kind of weird interaction because they're not, you know, they're just, they're item pipes, man. I don't know what to say. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what the heck that is. So let's go ahead. Boom, boom, boom. I like how I said boom, 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 but I did in front of no boom. Alright, and then let's go and put these bad boys over here. And the nice thing is that whenever I'm ready to upgrade, I think I do actually need the hardened flux ducts whenever I do want to upgrade. And that, of course, is going to be really, really cool and fun to do, because once we get the hardened flux ducts kind of out and about and doing their thing, we're actually going to be talking about ripping out these, I think, and then doing a little upgrade across the board, which would be really nice. Now, I'm not 100% sure about that, so don't quote me on it, but I do think that it requires hardened flux ducts for something, because all of thermal dynamics are fairly, they're fairly similar in the sense of they all generally try to work together towards that one particular goal. Now, we do only have a little bit of cobblestone here. Now, it has been filling it up kind of over time, but we are definitely going to need to put some more cobblestone into the pipeline. We're also going to definitely be needing to put some speed upgrades, some stack upgrades probably, and stuff like that to make sure everything is satisfied. But for the time being, that is a good, solid start. So these guys now all in good play, and then we need to work on getting ourselves a little itty-bitty generator started, and then the little itty-bitty generator, of course, is going to try to do mad cool things for us, hopefully. Hopefully. We're not entirely sure how it'll go, but hopefully it goes well. Alright, so let's go ahead. We'll double back. Yeah, are we doubling back? Yeah, we're going to double back. Alright, so we're going to double back, and then we're going to go ahead, grab ourselves just what we need as the bare minimum, and we're going to try to basically replicate what we got going on up there down here. Actually, we could use a tesseract to make... Nah. That's silly. That's silly. I don't need to do that. We too good for that. We too good. I was going to say, we could just, introduce the tesseract to that whole operation, but then I thought to myself, nah. And that was the extent of the thought. That was the actual entirely... Well, that was actually the entire extent of that entire thought process. Never claimed there was much going on up there. Pretty spacious. Room for rent. If you guys are interested. Alright, so we do have ourselves some kind of randy-dandy stuff in here. We actually have a lot of randy-dandy stuff in here. To the randy chests we go. This is not a good thing. It's not a good look. Not a good look at all. And I know it's not a good look. But, oh well. Gotta do what you gotta do sometimes, fam. Alright, so we have all that rocking and rolling into there. And let's go ahead and look at the big reactors mod, because I'm going to need a couple things from here. We're going to actually start off with the reactor casings, because we do actually need to get like a fair number of those made. And then we'll store away all this other junk that we don't need into here. And then later on, I'm going to get confused, not remember that it's here, and then continue looking for it for 300 billion years. And then after I do find it, I'm going to be like, oh, I don't need this anymore. And then we're all going to cry together. So just remember, we cry together. I don't want to cry alone. Alright, let's see. We got some reactor casings, some graphite bars. The MVAR obviously can stay in there. We are just actually looking for... I don't think we need any redstone. If I do, I can just come back to this chest. Let's take a look here. Let's see. I guess I don't really need that on me right now. We can keep the tesseracts up in here because we're not going to need them immediately. Netherrack can stay. I'm holding on to this golden apple because we went to the nether and I just never put it back. Ugh. The pack rat in me. The pack rat is just super strong. Alright, so let's go ahead and let's actually make ourselves... Yeah, let's make 2 stacks worth of... Well, whatever this gives us. Yeah, that's going to give us like 4 stacks of it. I don't know. Something like that. I don't know. I can't do math. Let's see here. Reactor casing. And then we're going to need some yellorium and iron, but we are good on the iron department. And I'm just going to need some yellorium, which we do have somewhere. Yellorium? Oh, wait, they're in the chest. I knew that. Alright, so let's go ahead and grab ourselves a whole bunch of this stuff, which we don't honestly even need all of it, but I'm crazy, so we're going to go ahead and grab all of it anyway, so. Let's go ahead, grab some iron, convert this all into their ingot forms, and then let's just grab ourselves 2 yellorium stacks, just like so. And then now we are going to be on our way to making ourselves a new reactor. Cool beanerinos, reactor casings, for days! What was that? For days! Oh no, not for days. I am lacking in iron? For shame! For shame, I say to me. For shame. My gosh, what kind of pleblors do they take me for? Lacking iron, they said. Pfft, I'll show you lacking iron. Alright, now let's try that one more time. 4 days! What the heck am I doing wrong here? Oh, I didn't convert the iron. Alright, let's try. Take 3. 4 days! Hey, there we go. And then we have a good number of reactor casings. Awesome. So let's go ahead and we're going to go make this into its new home. Now we're going to get Daredevil out here because, of course, Daredevil is the preferred tool for wood. So go ahead, break these all down. And then we're going to start off by making this platform here. Now we are going to get a couple of spookies, and I do want to define the edges because I do not wish to get confuzzled halfway through this and then like brain explode. So let's just go ahead, define the corners at least. Now these guys, if I'm not mistaken, give off light. I'm not exactly sure why that is, but you can see here like the light level, it's not like high enough, but it's not spookified. Like these don't count as, I guess, full blocks. Like they're kind of treated as if they were like glass or farmland or whatever, which I would assume means that they kind of have some weird attributes. Like they're kind of considered to be airy or whatever in the inside. I'm not really sure how that all goes, but you can see light level's all bad here, but they're not going to be on. So I know that might be a little bit hard to believe considering that I had that off just now and I was like, oh, that's really weird that there's no spookies. But yeah, you can see here that there is no actual ability for them to spawn on the actual casing themselves, which is kind of cool. So let's go ahead, grab these, and boom, 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 and boom. All right, cool. So now we have ourselves a good set of reactor casing. Now, what I'm going to need to do is I'm going to need to go up. I say we just go, let's go up a little bit higher. Let's make this a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then that, of course, what that's going to do for us is that that's going to create a 5 tall fuel rod. And then we'll put in one at the start. We'll put in just one yellow rod, one yellorium rod, and then we'll kind of think about putting in some more at a later point. But we'll certainly see how this goes first because that would be lit as fudge. So let's go ahead, boom, 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 put this all together. And we are getting, it's starting to take shape, it's starting to take shape. Okay, now this thing is going to be a little ferret, because this thing is like, oh, I want to be involved in all the building. But no, you can't be involved in all the building, I'm sorry. You are not worthy. You are not worthy to be part of the clan. And then, just like that, we have ourselves the rudimentary start of a wonderful thing. Now, for this part, I do need to go back to the drawing board just for a moment, but that's not spooky, which is the important thing here. And then we're going to, of course, need to make way more reactor casing because eventually I'm going to have to fill up that platform out to where those torches are. So you see these torches right here. These guys are going to be making the 31. Now, the maximum dimensions, I checked it again before we started today's episode. This is going to be a 31 by 31 by 48. And you might be like, why those dimensions? The maximum size of a reactor is 32, 32, 48. Now, because of the way that I work and because of the way that I kind of think about Minecraft stuff, I hate doing things in even numbers. I know double doors are, you know, all hype and all that, but minus double doors, everything else is like super not friendly when it comes to doing it as like a 2-block wide entrance. So I'm not a huge fan of that. I like to have a little bit of symmetry, I think. So we're going to go with that, but this will be, I believe, the 31 all measured out. Hopefully, if I did it correctly. I'm not going to measure it out now because that would be a tremendously large amount of time spent counting, and I don't feel like doing that right now. So we're going to hold off on that. And of course, this is gonna serve like all of our needs from the get-go. We really, really don't need to have that much. We don't need to have that much of the blurb. We don't need to have that much reactor for where we are right now. Eventually we will. Don't get me wrong. We absolutely will do that later on. But for right this particular moment, not too terribly important for us. So let's go ahead and we'll put in all the different bits and pieces that we do need. We are going to need a reactor controller. which is apparently going to require a diamond, which I did not remember that did. And we're also going to need some redstone, so let's go ahead and produce both of those things. So let's go ahead, grab some of these, and we're going to convert that into some good old-fashioned redstone. Voila, very, very nice. And then we're also going to require ourselves some diamonds. Let's just go ahead and just remove a whatever. Yeah, we got like 3 stacks in there still. It's fine. It's fine. All right, and then let's put this together. So we need a reactor controller, which we should be able to do. Yeah. One could say we could do that. One could certainly make a case for how that's possible. So reactor controller is in. Control rod, we again just need 1. So yeah, absolutely can do that. Let's make 4 just so I can play around with it. So if I do decide, hey, you know what, I do want more. Eventually we will have more anyways. So that's completely fine. This is of course what caps off the yellorium fuel rods. Reactor power tap, we only need 1 for this, because we are going to go ahead and actually use a tesseract to kind of distribute the power, so we don't need that many power taps. Access ports, of course, we are going to require 2. Now the coolant stuff, this is whenever we're starting to enter the active stuff, which we don't actually need. But of course, this is the one that ends up being a little bit of a pain in the butt. So what we're going to do is I'm going to convert that wood right there. We're going to go ahead and make ourselves just 1 little lonely chest, but I need to have 1 more. There we go. And just like that, we're going to have ourselves what we need. And then I'm going to actually need some cobblestone. And this should put us just... Oh, yeah, that's grand. Thanks, game. All right. It's not the game's fault, but I'm going to blame the game because it's not my fault. Darn it, I'm perfect at this game. All right, so let's go ahead and make ourselves 2 pistons. I know what I'm talking about, I promise. I am not totally a robot. Alright, so boom, 2 of those reactor ports. Let's put them in. And we should be looking at some pretty cool stuff. So let's go ahead and bounce whatever we can up to their power tap. Oh, LOL, we didn't make the the rod top things, or we didn't make the rods, not the tops of the rods. We made the tops of the rods, but we didn't make these. That's okay. We can put this stuff down first. Reactor controller is going to be right smack dab in the center. So let's put it at head height. It's not honestly the nicest looking thing, but that'll be totally fine. I'm going to go ahead and put these bad boys side by side. I know it's not necessarily the most aesthetically pleasing thing, but that should do the job for now. We are going to put the yellorium rod, the first one, right smack dab in the center. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to do this. I know it's not pretty. I get it. It's total. I understand. But just for right now, bear with it, and then we're going to, of course, get that all sorted out eventually. It'll be looking a lot nicer eventually, so don't worry about that. I know some of you guys are like, but Choco, why is it not beautiful? And I'll let you know that beauty is in the eye of the beholder. And I am blind as a bat pretty much, so everything looks great to me. That's not true. I'm only partially blind as a bat. All right, so let's go ahead and fill that in, and we're going to need to go back, get ourselves a yellorium fuel rod, and then we should be in pretty good shape. Now, of course, I did say those were 5 high, and I did have some extras, so I would like to make 20 if I could. Wouldn't you know? Well, wouldn't you know there, little laddie? We got ourselves 20 yellorium fuel rods. Hi, woo, hey. Well, howdy ho, neighbor. Let's go in. I don't know why I'm talking this way. All right. And right about there should be centered. Does that look about right? 4, 4, 4, 4. Yep, looking darn good. Let's go ahead and put this down. Now this one apparently does give off light, which is pretty dope, which makes sense, right? Because it's, you know, nuclear reacting and whatever else. So kind of cool. Kind of a neato thing. But let's see what kind of damage we did on our reactor casings here. Now as soon as I put this together, on the last one, it should assemble, right? So hopefully, fingers crossed, that'll be fine. Reactor casing, wow, we actually shredded through a fair number of those. We're going to need way more, but... boom, look at that. It is a valid thingamajig. Let's go ahead, change this to outlet mode, and then this is going to give us our cyanide out. This is going to actually intake yellorium. Let's go ahead and put in some yellorium ingots right now, and looking good. Now, of course, I do have to actually turn on the reactor, so let's go ahead and do that. Core heat is pretty darn hot. Casing heat is looking okay. If we needed to add more, I'm going to put them in, but based on the fact that the core heat is stupidly high, I'm going to assume that that is not a good thing, and we should not add more. Because I think what's happening is that the five tall yellorium rods are crushing how hot it is in there. So until I add coolant, I don't think it's really going to be valid. It's going to burn through fuel way more often than this is, because you can see here, core heat 745, casing heat is of course 593. This is so much lower, and that means that the yellorium fuel rod, the vertical aspect of it, is very, very taxing for this whole operation. So unfortunately, not what we wanted to see, but that's okay. We can make do. We can certainly live. Now let's go ahead and put a tesseract, and we're just gonna slap that onto there. I know, again, it's not looking the great. Whoop, it's not looking the greatest and whatnot, but we'll get that sorted out at a later time. That's a future choco problem, not a current choco problem. And then hardened flux duct, throw that into there, and now that should start flowing out. So we can see here, it does have power getting generated by the actual buffer. Now this is the casing heat. We actually wanted that to rise. That's kind of a bummer. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit bummed out that this is low, but this is stupidly high. This is the problem. Yeah, like you can see here, it says the core heat is transferred to the casing. Transfer rate is based on the design of the reactor's interior. So that's on me, that's my fault. But I'll certainly see how we can get that going. But regardless, we're doing okay. It should be more than enough for our current needs. Now, because energy is going to be super important to us, I'm going to go ahead and create this energy thing, and I'm going to set this actually to 1. This is going to be our primary frequency for distributing energy, and that alone. This is only going to be about energy and sending it. So, or not necessarily sending it, but sending and receiving, right? Because it's going to be a two-way street. So this is going to be designed to send energy. Now, this is currently not doing anything, but let's see what happens. I'm going to flick the switch, and what we're hoping for is we're hoping to start seeing all these things go. So, wish me luck, fam. Wish me luck. Frequency has been set. Oh, there it is. There they go. But the power is just not there. It's struggling to keep up. Man, it's getting hammered. Like, I know I'm saying hammered and like LOL because, you know, hammered and then they're actually hammers. But like, wow, it seems to kind of be all over the place. Some of them are doing sort of okay. Some of them not so much. Granted, it kind of looks like... Oh, okay, yeah. It looks like it's just taking a while for them to start powering up. We do have a fair bit of this going on. That looks good. I think what we're going to end up finding is that it's going to fill this up, and it's going to start realizing, oh, I have like too much here, and then it's going to start filling these up and so on and so forth. It's just going to take a while for them to all spin up. But that is good. We are seeing evidence of energy flowing through each of these individual points, which is perfect. Now, in order for us to be like, okay, you know what? Not a job well done yet in terms of obviously we have a lot more to go, but at the very least what we can say is, and this is spooky, at the very least what we can say if we do this part is, hey, we can start gathering up the stuff that we need in order to work at ME2. In order to do that, of course, I'm going to require some barrels. So I'm going to have to go reach into our bag of goodies. We do have some gerals. What are gerals? Gerals? We're going to go ahead and get our 3 better barrels right out of here, and we're going to actually put these here first. We're not going to make those active just yet. I know that sounds crazy, but just hear me out. It'll work out fine. All right, so boom, boom, and boom. Now these guys, okay, you can already see here, we got some dust already populating, which is awesome. That is exactly what we want to see. I'm not going to lie. It looks like the real problem here is that the cobblestone output is fairly low, which is kind of what we expected to have happen, right? Here you can see that the gravel is going off, the sand is going off, everything's going off. So it's all working, but we just need to get a little bit more there to get everything really just popping and getting all that cobblestone flowing and absolutely just rocking it out. So we will get that done. I'm going to actually get some more yellorite. processed into yellorium because I think that would be wise. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. And then we're going to then be able to, well, not that we couldn't do it before, but we're going to take the time after we do this to actually make ourselves some extra chests. I don't know if I want to spend the time to make them super nice chests, just because I don't think that's really necessary. But we'll give them at least a double chest in front of each. I know, everyone's gonna probably be like, but why, Choco? Like, you're not like poor, like just go for it. But we're gonna hopefully. This may sound stupid. I don't know. Maybe you guys can kind of identify with me on this a little bit. If you can, then that's awesome because I won't feel as strange anymore. But I like to work piecewise. I don't know what it is. I don't like doing things separately. I like doing them all at once or not at all, and it's just really weird. I'm hard to work with for those reasons sometimes. I'm just like, man, I just want to do all this right now, and I get a little bit like absorbed in the task at hand, which is, you know, a good and a bad thing, I would say. I think it can go either way, but yeah, it's absolutely rip. So let me do it my way. I know some of you guys are probably like, but Choco, it hurts me, but you know, just let the pain flow through you and become a Sith, and that will totally be good. What? I didn't encourage you to go to what? Let's go get ourselves a couple of these going. Oh, that's perfect. You couldn't even make this stuff up. Look how perfectly this all worked out. This is actually lit, fam. All right, now, of course, these guys are producing stuff already, but I don't even have a good thing for them, so I'm just going to have to put these here. We're just going to stack them left for now. This is not a permanent thing. I'm going to reinforce that right now. I know some of you guys are like, ah, Choco, why? But it's not a permanent thing, so chillax, fam, all right? Don't freak out. We'll make that look all, you know, not pretty for a while, but we'll get there eventually. We'll get to something that's a little bit more bearable and acceptable at some point, but we're not quite there yet. As you hear the soothing sounds of all that. Let's go get the transfer nodes onto there, and let's go ahead, give them a place to output their stuff to. Man, look at Noboom go. He's a hard worker. He is a hard worker, that one. All right, transfer pipe into there, and into there. And then voila, you can already see that flowing. Awesome. And then our inventory. Woo! ME2 system cannot come fast enough, let me tell you. Oh, man. Excuse me. Once we get the ME system, it's going to be like, boom, life-changing. It's going to be great. Just let me tell you about it. It's going to be awesome. So let me go ahead and get the steak chomped on. And you know what? Let's go for it. Let's just go for it right now. Let's get the world interaction upgrades going. World interaction upgrades. Ideally, we would get 64 on each side. We already have one in each. Duh. Which means that we're going to need to get ourselves 126 of these bad boys. Now, on paper, it's not really that bad, right? Because it's like, it costs iron and lapis. At this point, we've probably accrued enough lapis that this is like almost a non-issue. But it's not really that part that's the problem. The real thing is just getting to that point is such a pain in the butt. Like making each individual pickaxe do that again and again and again. Now I do know that there is an auto crafting thing in the game. Actually, let's take a look at those options, shall we? Let's see what we got ourselves into here. Do I have some beautiful thing that's gonna auto craft for me really simply? No, not really. Like kind of, but meh with a side of meh. So you know what? I'm just gonna do it the old-fashioned way. I know some of you guys are gonna be like cringing at right now and being like, "But Choco, there's like a better way to do this." Just let me do it my way. We'll get there regardless. So, you know, don't beat me up yet. You can beat me up later, just not right now. So let me see here. We are going to need ourselves derp. Oh, we're gonna need ourselves some lapis. So 1, 2. Oh wow, we have a lot of lapis. Okay, I did not realize we had that much lapis. And we, of course, with 4 of those, this is going to result in 1 stack only, right? Just to kind of put that back into perspective, we do need whatever. We'll just create 2 stacks worth. It'll be fine. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We could use an extra. Let's throw away those planks. And let's go ahead, and I needed those planks to create sticks. So, let's go back and get those planks, shall we? We don't actually need them. We have plenty of wood. I'm just being facetious. Alright, so let's go ahead, throw that into there. Grab some of that wood. And let's make ourselves a little bit here. Now, actually... wonder what this is. I'm almost curious to make it, but at the same time, I kind of want to get this done. So, whatever. We're just gonna stick to what we know. I'm gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry, but like I'm gonna be really sad because I know for like it's gonna be like, Choco, that was exactly what you needed. Why don't you just do it? You were like halfway there. I'll be like, oh, I didn't know, and people are gonna be like, Choco, oh, Fleep, no one saw that. No one saw that. I have a problem. I've been addicted to making hammers. That's actually terrible. Wow, my brain just automatically just default went to, oh, you're probably making hammers right now. And I started making hammers, which is totally not what I meant to do. Oh, that's embarrassing. Okay. Let's go ahead. Oh, Lord, Mother of Mercy. I'm going to need to make a... Can't believe I'm going to do this already. So, it's time to make some more random chests. Who's excited? I know I'm not, because every single chest that I make that's extra, I'm going to have to eventually, like, fix and, you know, properly put everything away, and that's going to be monstrous. Alright, so let's go ahead, put all the stuff away, except for the stuff that we need. Let's go ahead, just poppity pop, 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 pop. And then let's go ahead and take Daredevil back. And I think that's it. I think we're actually good other than that. Yeah, more or less. I mean, I guess we have these diamonds that can go in there as well. Alright. Let's go ahead and make ourselves some good old-fashioned planks. And then turn these into sticks. And then turn these... Nope, I almost did it again. I almost did it again, fam. Oh my gosh, I have a problem. I am very much addicted to making those, and I don't know what I can do to help myself. Alright, let's go ahead, gather these all up, and let's see. I can't, can I? You're not going to let me, are you? Darn it. Let's see. I know it's going to be like, no, you can't do that. I hate her. Yeah. Darn it. Why? Alright, we're going to need the lapis in the corners here, so let's go ahead, put as many lapis as we can in the corners here. And then we'll make as many of these interaction upgrades as we can for now. Because we do want it to churn out cobblestone at a rather rapid rate. Now, truth be told, this actually might be enough. I don't really know if we need more than this, just because cobblestone does kind of have this weird feature of like it kind of bottlenecks upon itself. Let's give it a try. Let's see where this brings us. Let's see where it actually is able to go to with just that. Let's see. So let's just go ahead, drop off some cobble onto here. And this is going to bump us up to 7 apiece, which is actually a fairly respectable amount. I think it's pretty rate-worthy. So you can see there, it's already going. Now, I do need a stack upgrade if I really want to make that sing. But it seems to be doing an alright job with everything. But you can tell here, obviously, the cobblestone is holding us up. It's holding us back, man. It's holding us back. Poor Kenny has had 0 customers come through his doors. Oh my gosh. What? It's not reaching. Oh. One is not like the others. One is not like the others. One is not like the others. Quickly, we must fix this before the people learn of our mistakes and question our ability to do a Minecraft. We must do this. Ah! We're fine. No need to panic, citizens. No need to panic. Oh my gosh. That is too funny. Alright. Now we should eventually. There we go. There we go. Oh my gosh. Literally just face palm into oblivion. There we go. Look at Kenny. What a champion. Look at the here. Have some steak, Kenny. You're killing it, fam. And then there's some PD Hut. And then no, boom. Can't leave you hungry. You can eat some steak too. All right. So cool. Everything is now in working order. We have all these things producing stuff. Even some charged Cirrus quartz coming through the way. Some yellorium dust, some other stuff. Pretty darn good, I'd say. Now I think I'm gonna put my foot down and say that we don't need yellorium dust from this. We are getting a lot of this as well, which is awesome. This is exactly what we needed. Perfect. Okay, I'm actually like really stoked about this because this is going to enable us now to have all the different kinds of loot from all the different tiers, which up to this point we've been restricted down to gravel, right? We haven't been doing anything else. This is actually the most glorious thing. It's just, oh my gosh, it's glorious. We're actually going to be able to work with this now and create some lit stuff, fam. Lit stuff. So anyways, I hope you guys are enjoying Sky Factory, and I hope you enjoy this episode. That is going to wrap it up for us today. Made a little power reactor thing that is, of course, just plugging away like a champ. Let's actually take a look at the yellorium. How much did we use? We used 2, and we're actually at the full buffer as it is. Wow. It is killing it. Awesome. All right, cool. So that is rocking and rolling. We have all of our energy needs required. Let's just kind of poke around, see if anything is lacking energy. It looks like Hardened is going to do the trick, which is awesome. And so now we have, oh, it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. I love it. Okay, cool. So we have all of this stuff running now. So I hope you enjoyed. Consider leaving a like rating if you did. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. You want to see what is next. Because this is obviously a massive upgrade, right? This is going to be a huge game changer. So next time, I think we might even try to be cheeky about it. We might go for a little bit of ME2 action, maybe. In the worst case scenario, even if we can't get the ME2 stuff, at least, at the very least, we can start making ourselves some clay and then turning that into porcelain clay, which in turn will be able to turn into crucibles and all that good stuff. And we can at least get our lava production going, which won't be very hard to do, but might be a good breather. We'll see. We'll see what we are able to do next episode. But of course, we'll leave that until next time. So if you are all excited and you're new, consider subscribing. If you enjoyed, like again, and I'll see you all another time. Have a wonderful and safe day, guys. Take care, and ciao for now.